Hey fellow backyard boyers, Nick here. A couple of weeks ago I put up a video on how to make a Maori style fish hook out of serpentine. I carved that hook for my son and I was blown away by the response that I got. My son also got a huge kick out of seeing all of your happy birthday messages, and I really appreciate that. But what ended up happening with that video, I ended up taking it down and then re-uploading a slightly different version because for some reason, a few hours into it being up, YouTube flagged it as being inappropriate for all audiences. Basically, it wasn't advertiser friendly, and then demonetized my video. And I tried a couple of things to fix that, tried to get in touch with them. I ended up having to re-upload the video. Now, things like this have been happening a lot with YouTube, and YouTube has always been a blessing for me. Since the very beginning, it's always helped out, and just having a huge community of really great people to support me and to keep me on track and sort of give me guidance when I'm not sure where to go with a particular project or subject. I love the fact that you guys have always been here. And so today I'd like to ask for your support. And if you've been following sort of what's going on YouTube, you know that this sort of thing is happening a lot, especially on channels like mine, which are more weapon oriented. Especially on channels where they show you how to use or make weapons. So that's kind of been a problem that I've been dealing with for the last year, really, trying to figure out what I want to do with the channel, because at this point I really enjoy making the videos, but they do take a lot of time. My wife, she really gets on me because I spend maybe about 20 to 30 hours doing each video. For a while it was really nice, but lately I've kind of had other things that I need to do to support my family and to make sure that all the bills get paid. And what I'd like to do is propose a slightly different project. Now, as some of you may know, I have a Patreon page, and I'd like to thank all of my supporters on Patreon. A lot of the new videos that I've been doing and a lot of things that I've been starting to get back into, it's really because of you guys. If it wasn't for your support, things may be going a little bit differently. But just knowing that I have people out there who are willing to support me monthly, it feels really good and it's really exciting. So what I want to do is sort of combine this channel with sort of the only reason why this channel exists. Now for me, writing books has sort of morphed into a huge passion. This is something that I'm really proud of, and I really like working on these. Now, whenever I write a book, I usually have a couple of rules. I like to figure out how much I already know about the subject, and I usually won't even start a book until I've had at least 5 years experience making or working with something before I put it in a book. Then from there, I break it down into sections, usually 5 or 6 sections. And for most books, I work on them about equally, but it helps me keep things together. So each chapter, when I work on it, is sort of independent from all the others. And then in the final process of putting everything together, I make sure everything more or less flows and that everything's put together in a way that makes sense. What I'm thinking about doing with this project is creating books that are similar to my channel. Each book will be more or less like one of my videos. It will be a project that you can do. So for instance, if I were to do something on knife making, it would be a project on how to make this particular knife, which is one chapter out of this book. My thought is to put enough extra information along with the chapter so that each of these little books is a standalone book. So my plan with this is to have a new book come out every 2 to 3 months, and each book will be on a different topic. Now, I may do several books on one topic if you guys really want to see that particular series finished, and I'll just kind of take it as it comes. And in the meantime, I'll be practicing and working on my general skills and just sort of building up on everything I'm doing and continue doing YouTube videos. But my goal is to sort of supplement the YouTube videos, and ultimately it would be really nice if I could have a video that you can watch and a little guidebook that doesn't cost a lot of money that you can use to follow front to back. Because sometimes if there's a particular project you're really interested in, it may be kind of hard to tell what I'm doing just from a video. If you have a guide to look at, I know that would help me a lot. Some of my most watched videos are ones where I am experimenting or doing things that I've never done before. I could have books coming out more regularly, and I'd like to tackle topics that I don't necessarily have a huge amount of experience with. Like for instance, I'd like to do some things on flint knapping, but I've only been doing it for about 3 years now. And another thing I'd like to do that I think will be really neat is in the end of every one of my books, I have an acknowledgement section where I usually go over people who've helped me in a particular book. And what I'd like to do with this is also add the names of all of my Patreon supporters. And depending on how many of you guys jump on board, I may have to dedicate several pages to it. But I'd like to be able to do that so that, when you pick up a book, you can see, these are the people who made this book possible. Because, whenever I produce something and put it out there, it's really you guys who make it successful. Because you watch my videos and you read my books, it helps support me and allows me to keep doing what I love doing. And I really appreciate it. So please let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Let me know if you have any suggestions for other things you'd like to see me do. And like I've said in the video, I've written several books on different topics, and I'll put links to those in the description below. So let me know what you think about this. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.